Hi friends, it's Amber, and this is a Lovely Yarn podcast. Today I'm coming to you with a special roundup video of 15 different summer shirt patterns that I would like to knit. Of course, I'm not going to get to knit all of these, but these are some inspiration that I'm putting out there in front of my eyes, and I thought maybe you guys would be inspired by this list as well. I actually recently just finished up a couple of long-standing whips from last spring and summer, and sometimes that happens. I set out to knit 2 to 3 summer garments every spring and summer, and sometimes they kind of get on hold and they go on my shelf and they wait until the next spring. And so I finished up those. I have them blocked. They're ready to wear. I'm going to actually be talking about those in an upcoming regular episode. So if you want to hear more about those, make sure you tune into that one. But having finished those whips, I got super inspired to get onto Ravelry and find some new patterns for this season. So that's what I'm coming to you with today. So 15, it was hard. I started out with a list of maybe 40 and I've eliminated a good portion of those, and I've got it down to 15 that I want to talk about today. As with all of my pattern roundup videos, the Ravelry bundle link will be down in the description below. So all you need to do is click on that, and that will take you to Ravelry where all the patterns will be listed. And I'm going to talk about this summer garment that I'm wearing because it's actually one of the patterns that I'm featuring. So I'll talk about this when I talk about that particular pattern a bit later. Let's go ahead and get started because we've got 15 to get through. I'm going to be giving just a few little details that I've gotten off of the project page on Ravelry, and then I will let you know what I like about the pattern and why I was drawn to it, and then we will be moving on to the next one. So I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on each individual pattern. Okay, as I said, I have 15 patterns, and the first 6 of those patterns are going to be sleeveless shirts. So I want to talk about this first one, which is called the Trinidad top. And this is by Pauline Fanguin. It's a $9 pattern that is knit in sport weight yarn on US 4 and 6 needles. I don't really think I'm going to give you the needle size because I think that's very gauge dependent. So from here on forward, I'm not going to give needle size for these pattern roundups. 15 sizes for this shirt, which is quite impressive. Although I will say it's 33 inches to 55 inches. I've definitely seen upper measurements going up to like 70 on the upper end and down to 28 on the lower end, but it's still nice to have that range of size. It is, this pattern comes with 2 versions. So one, you can knit the button band the whole way down. And then the other one is just the little short button band at the very top. That button band, the short button band, is actually what drew me to this pattern. I also like the fact that the straps, not sleeves, the straps are a little bit wider because I do try to keep my bra straps covered. I just prefer not to have them sticking out. And that's hard sometimes when you have a thinner cami strap. So I like the thicker straps, and I also love that cute little, I think there's like 4, looks like 4 or 5 buttons on that. So yeah, that's super cute. That is how I would knit that one with just the small button band. The next pattern is by Avec. It is a $7.69 pattern. It is the Dahlia tank top. And this is knit with DK weight yarn. It comes in 17 sizes ranging from 31 inches to 63 inch bust. This pattern says that it is beginner friendly. There is a square neckline, deep round armholes, which I would probably have to adjust those. I don't like super deep armholes because I don't like my bra showing. When I looked in the pattern on the pattern pages, I didn't notice anyone's bra sticking out. So I don't know. But the pattern does say that it has deep round armholes. And then this pattern is knit from the bottom up. I think the suggested yarn for this, some of the suggested yarn was the Drop Spell and the Sandnes Garn Lene, which I think are both pretty accessible to most people. And this pattern has, I think it includes instructions on how to make it either striped or a solid color. I mean, solid color would be pretty easy, but you can either do that or striped. I like the neckline on this. I think it's different than most of the camis or tanks that you find, hand knitted ones. I like how it kind of, it says it's square, but it kind of also like swoops down a little bit and has that ribbing. So that was what actually drew me to this as being a unique pattern and a little bit different than what I've seen in a lot of other knitted tank patterns. Okay, I love this next tank. It is actually a free pattern by Furderer. It's called the Bram top. It is knit in DK weight yarn. It comes in 9 sizes from extra, extra small to 4XL, which is like a 33-inch to a 59-inch bust. I downloaded the pattern. It looks straightforward. It doesn't look like it would be anything really confusing. It is worked bottom up. You start with that. If you look in the picture, you can see that there is a wavy hem along the bottom, which I think is so cute. And so you start down there and you work your way up. Now, I just love the button band and like the loose fit of this. The Trinidad top was more fitted, which I think, it was the first one I talked about. I think that would look awesome under like a denim shirt or something, or you could wear just plain as well. But that's more of a fitted look, where I feel like this looks really nice, a little bit oversized and just loose and flowy. And so I would actually really love to knit this particular top this season. I am looking at my yarn choices right now, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to knit one of these. I like that full button band on this one. It is made using Afterthought buttons. So I don't know that I will do a real button band. I may try to fudge it a little bit and just do something that is not actually functional, but it just looks like there's a button band there. I've not done that before, but I'm sure I can get online and figure out how to do that. The next 2 patterns are from Audrey Borrego. So Audrey has been in the knitting world for a while. She's maybe not as big of a designer as some of them that we know of, but I will say I remember watching her knitting podcast years ago. I don't think she has a YouTube channel anymore, but she recently made all of her patterns free. I don't know why. Maybe she just is kind of getting out of designing and doesn't want to be bothered with offering pattern support, but all of her patterns are currently free. So you should go check all of her patterns out. She's got some really beautiful patterns. These next 2 are both tank shirts that are from Audrey that she designed. And this first one is called the Sophorine. And this is a fingering weight tank. And she used Pearl Soho Santalina. It comes in 10 sizes from 31.5 inches to 67 inches. It is knit top down. It has the V-neck, which I love. I really do like V-necks. I think I have a couple. I think I have at least 2 V-necks on this list. And the pattern includes options for adding texture or making it striped. And it's also, there's 2 versions included in the pattern. One is sleeveless, as is shown, and then the other one is if you want to add set-in sleeves. And I did see in the project pages at least one person I saw had done that, and it looked really nice with the set-in sleeves as well. Her next pattern that I'm featuring on here is called the Hermeline, and this is knit using sport weight yarn. 10 sizes from roughly 31 inches to 64 inches. It is a top-down scoop neckline, short sleeve caps. They're more like caps than full sleeves. I think I read that it's shaped with short rows, those little caps, which normally sleeve caps are. And the thing that drew me to this is the lace panel that runs down the front. I think that's really pretty. I'm looking here at the pictures off to my right. I think that's a really pretty just addition to this. And if it's nice because I think that this would be an interesting shirt to knit the whole way through, because you're going to be doing a lot of stockinette, but then you're also going to be having that knitted panel that has the lace down the middle. So you're getting a little bit, but maybe not too much of engagement, like concentrating. The lace chart is both included as a written instruction as well as a chart. Excuse me if I mispronounce this next pattern, but it is the Sabai top. I'm pronouncing that with English phonetics, so that could be totally wrong because this is a pattern by Susanne Muller. It's $5.49 and it's knit with DK weight yarn. I think that she maybe suggested on the pattern page drop spell or Sandusgarn Lene, which I would say those are 2 really good options for any kind of summery DK weight garment. I've used the drop spell so many times and I really like it. I have never used the Sandusgarn Lene, but I've heard that it's pretty similar to the drop spell. It just comes in more color options. Now this particular tank it comes in 6 sizes. So this is a little bit of a bummer because her sizes are only extra small through 2XL, which is 33 inches to 52 inches. So I feel like it kind of leaves out some people because I wouldn't say this is a super size inclusive pattern. This is supposed to be a super easy knit that is knit top down. It has a boatline neck. There are 2 versions included with this pattern. The first one has the boatline neckline has ribbing, it's like a ribbing detail, and the other one is just plain knit. And yes, ribbed borders in one option, and then the second option is just completely stockinette. And then at the very bottom hem, there's just a really small ribbed edging, which is intentionally made that way so that the bottom of the tank actually rolls up a little bit. So if you don't like that, I'm kind of back and forth with that. Sometimes I'm like, okay, that's all right. But then other times I don't really like that look. It just bothers me for some reason, just on myself, not on others. You could just make the ribbing a little bit thicker and it would help to hold down the stockinette. I like the shoulder detail on this. If you look in this picture, I like how the stitches are kind of slanted in the way that shoulder is constructed and then stitched together. I think that looks really nice. Okay, now this next top is absolutely gorgeous. I think this difficulty level on this one is a little bit higher than most of the other ones I've talked about before, but if you're looking at something for truly feminine and unique, I think this is definitely it. This is the Provence top. This pattern is by Ekaterina Vorobeva. It is $7.72. It is knit with worsted weight yarn. She suggests Sandisgarn Duo or Drops Bell. Also Sandisgarn Lene. So Bell is a DK weight yarn, but I think it's one of those yarns that's so close that it could be worsted, depending on your gauge. Again, I think this is the only other pattern that is not extremely size inclusive, because this pattern only has 6 sizes from extra small to 2XL. I did not write down what the inches were of the bust for those sizes, so I'm pretty sure that was not included on the project page. This pattern is knit bottom up. It's worked in the round, and then the shoulders and the back are knit flat, and then they're seamed together at the shoulders. And then you pick up and knit the sleeves lastly. So this pattern comes with charts, it comes with written instructions, and then it also comes with a video tutorial. Lene Holme Samsoe designed this next really beautiful tee, and this is called the Musling tee. This is a $7.16 pattern. I really love the look of this pattern. I think that I had thought about knitting this last year, but I never did get around to it. So this is pretty high up on my to knit list for this season. This uses a worsted weight yarn. It comes in 7 sizes from extra small to 5XL, which is 31 inches to I think 56 inches for the full bust. It's knit top down. She uses German short rows for shaping before the lace pattern begins, which is nice. So you're not having to deal with short rows while you're doing the lace. And then the lace motif mimics seashells. I really want to make this, guys. The Wild Flowers top by Tiff Neilan is next on the list, and this is a $9 pattern that is knit using fingering weight yarn. It comes in 9 different sizes from 34 inches to 66 inch bust. It is a drop shoulder construction. It's knit top down. The front and back are worked flat, and then you join underneath after you do all the arm splitting, you don't split for arms. You're knitting this, you're knitting the back, and then you're joining in the round underneath, like right about here. I liked the little details right here on the top. I think that's really pretty. Also, this is fingering weight, so this would be a nice option if you wanted something lighter than DK. And so fingering weight is a harder, I don't want to wear wool really in the summer, but I will say that I recently just purchased some Bio Balance, which is considered a fingering weight, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, I'm pretty sure this is. Anyway, this is a wool and organic blend. So this is 55% organic wool and 45% organic cotton. So this might be a good option for your fingering weight summer shirts that you're looking for if you don't want to knit in a pure wool fingering weight. So yeah, BC Garn, Bio Balance. I will try to remember to write that in the show notes down below. This next pattern is a bit oversized, flowy, airy, looks great for the spring and summer evenings. It is called the Lacey Loop Tee. This is a pattern by Other Loops. It is $9.55, and it is also knit using a fingering weight yarn. I think the pattern designer used Knitting for Olive Pure Silk, which would be a bit pricey. I feel like this would definitely be more economical. I can't remember how much I paid for this, but I remember thinking that's not too bad. It is a pattern that comes in 6 sizes, extra small to 2XL. So again, not super size inclusive. Has the rounded necks. It has stripes of purl stitches that alternate with eyelets and then some ribbed edging. It's knit top down. So it's like most other shirts that are summer shirts where you're knitting the front, you're knitting the back, and then you're joining underneath the armpits and knitting the rest of the way down. I have never knit a pattern by Irene Lin that I can remember anyway, but this next pattern is beautiful. It's called the Shona top. It is a pattern that is $7.50. It's knit using DK weight yarn, and it comes in the pattern's written for 8 different sizes, 39 inches to 61 inches. So this shirt can be made sleeveless, or there is also the option of adding the sleeves. And they are set in sleeves, so it's going to be a little bit different, but I think set in sleeves are really beautiful looking. I love the lace motif on the sleeves if you choose to do them, but also on the bottom of the shirt. And then there's this cute little bubble border that goes all along, like anywhere that there's a hem, there's this cute bubble border. And I'm going to put a picture in here because I want you to see how cute it is when you use a contrast pop of color as your bubble border. I think that is so stinking cute. And anyway, yeah, I really like the look of this pattern, and it's another one that's high on my to knit list. Okay, so this next pattern is called the Seashore Stroll Tee, right? Just the Seashore Stroll. This pattern is by Jennifer Shills Toland. It's $7.50, and it's actually the pattern. It's the shirt that I am wearing today for this video. I really enjoyed knitting this. I highly recommend this pattern. It went so fast. I knit this one a little bit too cropped, so I am planning on reknitting it. I already have the yarn, which I'm going to show you here in a minute after I talk about this pattern a little bit more. But this is knit with fingering weight yarn. It comes in 9 sizes from 32-inch bust to 64-inch bust. It's knit top down. This is a yoked tee, so you're knitting a circular yoke, and it's got these different textures that you get by purling, knitting, and then doing some eyelets for these little like lace stripes. There are 3 neckline choices. You can do long or short sleeves with this, and then there's optional waist shaping. Now let me get a little bit closer just because I did knit this myself, and you can see the texture a little bit more. And as I said, I knit this cropped. I knit it to wear over one of my sleeveless dresses. And after I knit it, I realized this is not a good color for me at all. But, and I didn't wear it a lot. I did not wear it a lot, but I did put it on today just because I wanted to be able to show you. Oh, here we go. This is the yarn I knitted in. It's Drops Saffron. I love this color so much. I just don't think it's a good color for my skin tone. Excuse the dog bites. I have a English Springer Spaniel puppy, and she likes my yarn, which is a problem. This is one of the skeins she got a hold of. So this is actually a fingering weight yarn, an economical choice for sure. You could also use this BC Garn Bio Balance, but I am going to knit my next one in this. It's the same brand. It's just like this neutral. It's color 18. I'll put this information down below because I would like to have, this is an off-white color. I would like to have an off-white one to wear, and I think I would wear it more often because I have, like this I made specifically for one dress, which was kind of weird, but I really like this particular dress, but then I realized I didn't even really wear it with that dress because I didn't really like the color of it. But hey, that's okay. You live and learn. I'm still going to wear it, just probably not as much as some of my other summer garments. Jessica McDonald is known for having well-written patterns that are great for beginners. And this next pattern is from her. It's called Violet. It is $8.50, and it is also a fingering weight summer garment knit. It's designed with 10 sizes from 36 inches to 72 inches, which is quite a generous sizing span. It has a crew neck, it has a cap sleeve, and it's knit top down. I think there might even be, no, maybe I wrote that down wrong. Never mind. Okay. So the lace that is along the bottom, let me click into this and see if I can get a little bit more detail. Okay, yeah, there's lace just along the bottom of the body. I wanted to see if it was on the arms as well. But that lace, the instructions for that are both written and charted. So if you don't like charts, you don't have to read a chart. You can just read the written instructions. So I just did another roundup video thing for beginner sweater patterns, and I featured a pattern on there by Julia Pyro. I don't remember what the name of that one was called, but multiple of you who watched that episode told me you were also, or you were also currently knitting or had already knit another pattern by her called the Mellow Mood Top. So I just had to look that up. Anytime you guys give suggestions, I'm always on, oh, I want to see this. So I get on Ravelry and I see what it is. But this is a pattern that it's a little over $7, and it is knit with DK weight yarn. So the Sandnes Lene or the drop spell would be great options. It comes in 9 sizes from extra small to 5XL. And it's written right on the project page that this would be a great beginner friendly first summer garment pattern. You're just purling, you're knitting. She includes a video tutorial. It's knit top down in the round. So, and then, like I said, multiple of you said that you were currently knitting this and that you really thought it was a great pattern for beginners. So I wanted to include this in here. I like hold on, let me look because, oh, good. Yes, it is this one. I love the detailing around the increases here and then how that kind of runs down the side of the shirt. And that's just done by knitting and purling. So this is a beautiful shirt. Great for beginners. If you're feeling a little intimidated, but you'd like to knit your first summer garment or your first top, this would probably be a great option. Okay, and the last pattern that I'm featuring today is called the Avenue Tee. This is a pattern by Tori Yu, and it is a $9 pattern. You knit this using fingering weight yarn. It is 9 sizes, 32 inches to 64 inches. It is knit top down in the round, and the instructions include options for both a crew neck or a V-neck, which I like. I already talked about the V-neck. This is constructed with a contiguous construction. I'm not really sure what a contiguous construction is. I'm going to be honest. I have never knit anything that is made with a contiguous construction, so I can't really speak to that. But I'm looking at the difficulty rating on Ravelry, and it's not difficult at all. It's not rated as a difficult shirt to knit at all. And I think she said that constructing it that way actually mimics having set-in sleeves. So you're not actually doing set-in sleeves, but it's mimicking that they are set-in sleeves. So I think this is just a really classic, nice option. It would be very lightweight because it's fingering weight yarn, and I would most likely knit the V-neck in this one because I do love myself a good V-neck sweater for the summer. Okay, so that's all the patterns that I have for you today. I hope you found some inspiration in this video. Thank you for watching. And if you hung in this far to the very end, I want to offer a little gift. I hate to use the G word on here because when I do, it's like my video gets flagged and I get scammers scamming my viewers. But I want you guys to let me know, which was your favorite? If you could purchase any of these tees, which was your favorite? because I am going to gift one of you viewers one of these patterns or one of your favorite summer patterns. It doesn't even have to be from this list. So just leave a comment down below telling me which one of these that you like the most, or if you didn't really like this one, or if you didn't like any on here but have another one that you really like, let me know what that is, because I want to look it up too. And then before my next episode, I will randomly just pick a comment, and whoever that comment is, I will be gifting them their pattern of choice up to $10 US. So thanks again for watching. And if you want to find me online, all of my social contacts are down below, including Instagram, Ko-Fi, and my email if you have any questions that you want to email me. But yeah, all of that information is down below. And I just want to offer a heartfelt thanks to all of you for watching and for supporting this channel by liking and subscribing. And I will see you all soon. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.